Impractical Jokers is coming to Orlando, Edition Financial, June 21st. The Drive tour will be right here in Central Florida with your favorite funny guys. I have one of them with me today. We've got Murr here. Murr, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You got it. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Really happy to have you joining us. So, you guys have been on the road for a bit. How's it been going?
Great. I mean, 2 weeks ago we played Radio City Music Hall, which is for a New Yorker like a dream come true. But Orlando's even better.
Hey, I think so. So, what can people expect? They come out to the show. What are they going to see? What are they going to hear? And there's going to be some interaction. So, what are they going to be a part of?
I mean, it's a stand-up comedy show with the guys and I on stage at all times. We shot a bunch of hidden camera challenges just for the live show that you can't see anywhere else. You can't see them on TV. And for the first time ever, we actually interact with the audience and bring someone on stage during this tour, meaning that one of us, not me and not Q, is going to get punished live on stage. So secretly, Sal has been wearing the shock collars that he's worn in a few punishments on Impractical Jokers, and we bring a kid up from the audience to zap him whenever he or she wants while he tells the story of his Jaden Smith tattoo. It's so much fun.
That is amazing. Glad that it sounds fun for you because you're not the one getting shocked.
It's hysterical for me and the audience.
Oh my gosh, you guys are incredible. People have been watching you guys for years now. What are you on the 10th, 11th season?
We're filming season 11. We start filming season 12 next year. We've been filming the show since 2010. Holy cow. I had a lot more hair back then.
Gosh, I mean, you've grown up with the rest of the country, you know what I mean? We're all getting a little older, if you know what I mean. But with that being said, getting a few more, years behind us, how does this feel on your body? You know what I mean? Like, this is a whole experience that you guys are going for as far as Impractical Jokers, interacting with the community, sometimes doing some dangerous things. Like, how does age factor in?
I tell you what, I mean, we filmed The Punishment 2 weeks ago. It'll air this summer. And it's so simple that, what could go wrong, but you can see what can go wrong. I was in a mall in New York City and I had to go up to people and simply turn their cell phones off or end their call or what have you because they're addicted to their phones. Like everyone's staring at their screens instead of being present in the moment. And it was a near riot in the mall. You don't mess with people's cell phones ever.
Talking to grandma, falls over, grandma's not talking to you anymore. Oh my gosh. So, but the punishing, like physical side of things, the taking, like I know you guys, I was just talking to family yesterday ahead of this interview, and they're like one of them, I believe it was in Texas, got dragged by a horse. Like, I'm like, okay, that's gotta hurt. I just was on a mechanical bull
Yeah, I
and got
mean,
a little punished myself. So what is it like physically for you guys?
well, I'm in pretty good shape, so I tend to bounce off things pretty well, but Sal and Q bear the brunt of it. That being said, they do the most things to my body, I don't know why. So I've had my ninnies pierced, I've got a tattoo of a ferret skydiving. When I fly to Orlando on the 21st, my driver's license to this day still has no eyebrows on it. Like I look like a supervillain because they shaved my eyebrows off and made me go to the DMV. My passport still has Q's wig on it for another 3 years. It's just my body is the opposite of a wonderland.
What are you doing to psych yourself up with something that's a massive crowd and now interactive? So what's that experience like for you before you hit the stage?
I tell you what, well, first of all, Orlando helps a lot. It's our favorite place on the planet. Seriously, we come there all the time. I'm there like every summer, usually performing at Epcot with Joey Fatone. It's our favorite place. We go to all the parks every time we're there. We have so much fun there. So the crowd itself is part of the energy that we get from that night. Second, well, I mean, we love performing live. It's in our DNA. When you film a hidden camera show, you have no idea how it's affecting people in their homes across the country. So being on tour is the first time you really get to see, oh my gosh, they love the show. They're holding up signs. It's like a rock concert. It's hugely energizing. So much fun.
That's awesome. So you're out there, you're interacting with the crowd, you're giving somebody a shocker to, make his shot collar go off in the middle of the show. What's the wildest or most rewarding experience you've had with the audience? I mean, you're out there, you're in it, you're with them, you're having moments. What's the wildest moment?
I'll tell you what I do sometimes and often, like I'll probably do in Orlando. because it's an arena. It's a really nice venue, beautiful venue. So I try to go out into the crowd before the show, into like seats and surprise people, or I'll work behind the concession stands before the show just to surprise people. They've no idea, and I start giving out free stuff. That's my favorite part of those arena nights, is just surprising people, popping into booths and seats and sections before the show even starts.
That's amazing. So they're also, the audience is seeing like some video that hasn't been seen on TV, I guess, because you couldn't show it on TV. What are we seeing here? Like, what can I expect to see as far as these never before seen clips?
There's nothing too like tawdry in like that. Like, it's not like it's too hot for TV. It's just stuff we filmed and never put on TV because we loved it so much we wanted to tour with it. So like we do a video at the end of the show called The Creep Off, where the guys and I decided to have a competition in public to see which one of us, if we secretly planned from each other, could be the creepiest. And we had no idea how the other guys were going to dress, how they were going to act. And I don't want to spoil it, but I definitely won.
Oh, okay. All right. It's always good to have confidence. We'll see if the crowd agrees. You guys have been at this for a very long time. How are you like fooling people still? Like, I feel like if I saw you, I might know it was you, maybe. So like, how are you like getting the crowd when you're out on the street, or like you're interacting in the storefronts and stuff like that? Like, how do they not know it's you?
I'll tell you how, because we don't look famous. I look like a pharmacist. People see me and they're like, he our taxes due? I look like your tax guy, man. I don't look like you see somebody like Brad Pitt, you're like, okay, I get why he's a movie star. You see us, you're like, oh, it's time to it's time to renew my prescription. Like, I don't look famous. That helps. And they only see one of us at a time. They don't see like all of us at a time, because the other guys are in the back telling us what to say or do. So out of context, different place, wearing a hat, a uniform, what have you, working in an establishment, we get away with it to this day.
That's incredible. You guys have had an incredible amount of success. You guys have done really well. We've talked about how long you guys have been doing this. One thing I would like to know, again, they're not necessarily noticing you on the street all the time. So like, when did you know you had made it?
Uh, Good question. The tour is when we started to feel things were changing. When, like I said, when you film in a vacuum in New York City, you have no idea. And then we started going on tour in like 2014. We were on tour for 10 years. This is our fifth national tour. And when you start to go on tour and you see like the families that are in the audience, like kids, the parents, the grandparents, and we were like, oh my gosh, like families are watching the show. I thought it was going to be like middle-aged bald guys like me watching the show, and then you see all these families that it's the show they all agree on, and that's when we're like, okay, something's working here.
Well, it clearly is. And if people want to come out and see your show, they can come out June 21st to Edition Financial in Orlando. Tickets are available now. So get ready to laugh because it sounds like it's going to be a great show. Murr,
Get
thank you so much.
you got it. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you all on that Friday night, the 21st, everybody.